Everybody, welcome back. So I've got a rather large unboxing today. So if you saw one of my past shorts, I said that Apex had Cetme kits in good condition for $75, and they also had ones in very good condition for $100, basically $74.99, $99.99. Anyway, big shout out to Andrew Baggett, 2505. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, sir, you queued me into this deal, as well as, of course, an email from Apex. Simply too good of a deal to pass up. So I jumped on it. I snagged one of each grade kit just because I wanted to see what we could expect. I know I've bought some from the past. I believe, if I remember the video, I'll put it up here in the top right, of one in good condition. We'll kind of use this as a comparison. Of course, I'm not going to know until I go back and review the video because it was so long ago. But anyway, just wanted to show you guys what I got from Apex. And just give you a general idea of what you can expect in terms of one in good versus very good condition. So without further ado, we're going to dive right off into it. This is a huge box. It is quite heavy. And yes, I'm stretching the limits of my tabletop review here, but I'm doing the best I can with what I got. And apparently I can't cut tape to save my life. Let's try that again. Okay, let me flip this on its side because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a packing list sitting on top somewhere. Yep, there it is. Let's get that out of there. Bring that back down. So, I opted for one. I'm trying not to show all this on camera. So when I put this order in, I did put some comments in the notes section. Apex has been extremely good in the past about fulfilling my special requests that I put in the notes. They did actually, with those Whalum 48 mags that I got from them. I mean, just super nice. I couldn't have asked for any better looking mags. I did put in the order comment, prefer a nicer finish and wood with no cracks. So as long as we got that, as a matter of fact, I'd just be tickled to death if it's just wood with no cracks. But who knows? Let's check it out. Let's see what we got. There's a lot of paper. A lot of paper. It looks like I've got two wrapped up kits in here. I imagine these are probably going to be labeled. I don't even know if these are matching, to be honest, guys. I don't have a clue. I don't know what I'm getting into here. Okay, so here's our first one. Get this paper out of the way. Okay, so let me look at my packing slip real quick because I want to make sure which one of these I'm telling you is the good and which one is the very good. So bear with me. Apparently I can't read. Apparently I can't read at all. Okay, so this is our very good. Took me a second to figure that out. That is that SKU 16369. Alright, let's check out the very good one first. Once again, I did ask for one a little bit nicer, or at least nicer wood, preferably, nicer metal finish. Honestly, guys, they can't always honor that request, but, you know, I'm going to put it in, roll the dice, you never know what's going to happen. Here's our stock. That is a beautiful looking stock. Has a few dings in it, but I don't see any major cracks. I don't know about you guys. Of course, heavily cosmolined. Wow, that just barely slips in there. Heavily cosmoline trigger pack. There is our handguard. Yes, there is finish wear, however, that wood is in really good shape. There is no crack externally, However, there is a small, I don't know how well you guys can see it, there's a small hairline crack internally. It does not propagate all the way through the wood. It looks like it's from where they put that rivet in, to be honest, but that thing, I think that's going to work perfectly. Good enough for me anyway. But yeah, that stock looks great. The rubber butt pad looks great. Yes, you're going to have some dings and scuffs. I totally expect that. I mean, come on guys, it's surplus. It's not going to be perfect. But the stock looks to be in wonderful shape. And the trigger pack, of course, just your standard run-of-the-mill Cetme trigger pack. Still slathered in Cosmoline. Finish-wise, actually looks pretty decent. Let's check out the rest of the parts in here. Here's our cocking tube. Look at that cocking tube, guys. Not a dent. That's in excellent shape. Nice saw cut. There's our trunnion. Got some cool markings right there. FACE, what I can see. That cocking tube's awesome. I expected one to be dinged and dented up, to be honest. Here's our bolt carrier. Wow, look at that. Almost looks like a wax like grease or something. But appears to be in good shape. I mean, I've got no complaints. Let's put that in there all the way. But you can see that grease. I mean, it's just caked. That's cool. Happy to see that, actually. Alright, let's get into the rest of this. All the small little piece parts, and oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Completely covered in grease. There's our stock screw. I don't know how well you guys can see this. I'm going to try to, make the camera focus a little better. But absolutely slathered. I love seeing stuff like that because you know when you see that the firearms have been well preserved, or the parts therein, contained therein, are well preserved. That's kind of strange. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get to our mag release, the paddle, the push button, or the catch, the takedown pin. It looks like somehow, there we go. There's our cleaning kit. A little loose, appears to be there. Oh yeah, so there's a cleaning jag and everything in it. Cool. Happy to see that. Got the bayonet adapter attachment on the end. There's a rear sight. Just standard fare, nothing wrong with it. Got your 4 adjustments. Let's check out the rest of it. Your sight tower, a lot of people call it a triple tree. It's in good shape, nothing wrong there. There's our sling attachment that they cut off the front. That would have been, well, let me flip that over. That would have been in there, or one of those spots. I don't remember. I think it was in here, something like that. The other takedown pin, the 2 for the stock, the 1 for the handguard, or actually the 2 for the stock and the 1 for the trigger pack. There's our cam, but looks to be in good shape. I'm going to see what I can do with these small parts. I am probably going to get those out of the way. There's that important roll pin. Don't need that. There's your push button mag release. Spring. Muzzle device. Stock screw. I mean, that stuff is slathered. I love it. It's awesome. It's great to see. Alright, let's get this back in here so we can not mess that up. I can get it back in here. Now it wants to fight with me now that I've got it out of the bag. Okay, so I'm going to leave this stuff out. I'm going to set that off to the side because I want you guys to be able to see the difference. Let's move this for a moment. Scoop that up. So let's get our other kit. This is one in good condition. So you guys will be able to see the difference here. I don't expect the good condition to be as nice as the very good. I mean, that's a given, guys. Let's get this out of here. You guys can see all the parts. Okay, so right off the bat, you guys are going to notice noticeably more finish wear on the metal components of the good condition. Whether it be your handguard, which actually both handguards kind of look the same, but when you look at your butt stock, a lot more finish wear is gone. But let's get this out of here. Let's try to get this out of here. Okay, so now you notice how the butt pad is very well fitting on this one. It's not very well fitting on this one. It is kind of ill fitting. You can always shave that down, clean it up. It does have a nice grain to it. It's actually really pretty. I might think about refinishing this. Now you see here there is a chip out of the top of that socket. Now it's still super tight right there. Realistically, I don't think there's anything wrong here. I think it'll function just fine. But bear in mind, guys, this was a $74 kit. You know, that's dirt cheap in my opinion. Worth the price of admission. Now, looking at our handguard, I have no idea what that says. Interesting. Okay, looking at the handguard, there's no crack all the way through, but there is this, actually, it's almost all the way through. There is a pretty bad crack right there. I don't know how well you guys can see that. I'm thinking, though, this can probably be glued and clamped and still be okay. If not, I can always get a stock kit from Centerfire Systems and use in it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, there's a pretty good crack right there. I didn't expect that. That could have came from shipping. I don't know. But once again, for $74, can you argue with it? It's kind of hard to. Like I said, you're going to notice a lot more finish wear. Kind of shiny on this side, of course. That's typical of most of your Cetme's. Let's take a look. Now, once again, guys, price difference here is 25 bucks. So let's look at these other piece parts and see how they fare. Okay, cocking tube, a little worse for wear. However, no major dents. That's a huge plus. Moves nice and freely. Of course, you got your trunnion in there. It's in good shape. You get a little bit more of your Cetme markings here on the side. Let's look at the bolt and the carrier. Decent amount more finish wear. You guys see how shiny that is? Quite a bit more. You can tell this one's been used more for sure. We got a problem here. See that extractor? It's cracked. Matter of fact, that's bad. That's real bad. I will probably be putting in an email to Apex on this. That's not good. That extractor is cracked right there. That's going to break and that's going to become unusable. So I'm going to put an email into them about this, see what they say about it. Hopefully they'll send me another one. Let's look at the condition of the rest of the parts. Cleaning kit is missing the cap. I believe they stated that in the description that it might be missing the cap, and it does not have, or the cleaning tube does not have the cleaning kit inside of it. Rear sight looks fine, looks usable. Tower looks fine, looks usable. Flash hider, worse for wear, but looks usable. In addition, your takedown pins, worn but usable. And then you have all of your mag catch / release components. It's all there. That's good. Stock takedown screw, or your handguard screw, sling swivel or sling loop attachment. It looks pretty good. However, like I stated, that handguard's got a bad crack in it. This is the $75 kit, and that bolt, the extractor is cracked. It's cracked almost all the way through. So there's your comparison between a very good and a good. So now you guys know, hopefully hopefully your extractor looks better than mine if you got one of these. I'm going to put an email into Centerfire System, to Apex. I'm going to ask them about that, because looking at my other kit, my $100 kit, that extractor looks perfectly fine. But this one is definitely not usable. I'm going to ask them about that, and I'm just going to say, hey guys, the extractor on my bolt is cracked. Is there something we can do about that? My handguard is also cracked pretty bad. I'll send them photos on it. You know, maybe they'll, I don't know, maybe they'll replace it. I don't know. It's worth a shot though. I've always had pretty good customer service with them, but I'll let you guys know as that progresses. But the purpose of this video today was just to give you a simple comparison between a very good and a good condition Cetme C kit. I think I've done that, so using that information, hopefully you guys can make an informed decision about what you want to do, whether or not you want to get one of these kits. For spare parts, I think it's a great deal, as long as everything's usable. So I'm going to put an email out to them, especially about this good condition kit, see what they come back with. I will keep you guys informed of what I hear back. They've been pretty good in the past. We'll see how this goes. It may be the fact that this was just so cheap that they may not replace anything, but I figure it's worth a shot. But like I said, I'll keep you guys informed on that process and how it goes. As always, big shout out to my subscribers. Thank you guys once again for all your likes, your shares, your comments ahead of time. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you can be notified when I find deals like this. Also, so that you can hopefully see what kind of condition these things are in when I get them and what you can expect. As always, your mileage may vary. A lot of times it does. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And until next time, you guys have a great day.